Good morning. I'm Gianni the Greek coming to you live straight from Las Vegas. It's Wednesday, June the 12th, and I'm coming to you a little bit later than usual. Please forgive me for that. I apologize, but you will be rewarded with some extra gold. I brought some nuggets for you, 2024 Euro Cup futures, and getting out a little bit later than usual because my lady had a little surprise set up for me when I got up today because it's my birthday, and she takes very good care of me. So we're going to get to the action, but first, like I always do, transparency first and foremost. You got to be able to face those that trust you for your information. And when you're running hot, you celebrate. When you're running cold, you face the music. And right now I am running cold. That's just the bottom line. In fact, I believe we're coming off another losing night, and that now makes it over the last 3 days terrible. In fact, the last 3 days, when I look, we lost 28 units and have a negative 22% ROI. Now, with that said, the good news is it's not sustainable. Just like a plus 22% ROI would not be sustainable, a negative 22% ROI over 3 days also is not sustainable. And that gets me to a really a good point. I've been providing picks for a long enough time that I've seen traits from subscribers. And the one mistake that I see constantly repeated is them trying to time when to jump in and always doing it at the wrong time. Here's why. Those that aren't with you for the long term, meaning over the course of a year, managing risk correctly, where you're confident they're going to make money with you, pay their subscription, and be happy on December 31st, that they're in that 0.5% that turn the profit. There's the other guys that jump in here for the weekend, the day, the month, what have you. 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times, they jump in when you're at your hottest, having already reached your pinnacle, meaning they see that you're hot, so hot over the last 3 days. They look a little further. You've crushed it over the last 2 weeks. So they want to jump on board. It's that fear of missing out. I missed out already on all this profit. This guy's on fire. Let me make sure I get on that train. Train's already gone, man. That train's left the station, and you're going to be the only one standing there now paying for the fare, because just like negative 22% ROI in 3 days isn't sustainable, positive 22% ROI in 3 days wouldn't be sustainable. So the only way that source can go, even if they're plus EV, is revert towards the mean. And nobody's mean is plus 22% ROI over 3 days. That's the problem that I see a lot of recreational bettors repeat over and over. Rather than find a plus EV source, manage risk correctly, and ride the ups and downs, they want to find the hot hand. More times than not, obviously the hot hand's negative EV, because we know 99.5% of sports bettors lose, have negative lifetime earnings. So rest assured, the touts, it's the same thing. If not 99.5, maybe because we make it our job, it's 99%, 98.5%. But still, very few are profitable long term. That's just the truth. So more times than not, it's from negative EV info source. If they're at their hottest, they're definitely not going to sustain that. They're definitely reverting to the mean. Unfortunately for the purchaser, that mean is negative. So they're really going to take the brunt of the worst of it. And I see that repeated over and over and over again, even with someone like myself, where I'm plus EV. That's been proven. Profit 8 of the last 9 years. Flip this out. I'm very confident. I make myself at least a minus 200 favorite that when December 31st rolls around, I'll have made it 9 out of the last 10 years. That much I'm very confident of. So even with myself, I'm going to revert to the mean. I'm not going to be able to sustain that sick run that we all go on, even losing bettors go on them. And that's usually when recreational bettors buy. They're afraid to buy when someone's running cold. And I don't blame them, because they don't know when the cold streak's going to end. But during the hot streaks, the worst time to start following that information. Now, let's go further because we do this for the long term, right? So over the last 365, I'm sure I dropped down. Yeah, dropped down a notch to the number 2 spot. Still about a 1.5% ROI. Still over 100 and whatever units up. Again, I've been getting my ass kicked. That's just the bottom line. I've been running cold. That's going to happen. And I'm just going to bet through it, grind my way through it, baby. Going to keep betting 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1%, 1.25. And I'm going to trust that my edge will materialize over the long term. And if you want to jump on board, head on over to wagertalk.com, where I am now going to be 100% there. As you know, the move has been made official. The documents will be signed very soon. And I'm ready to do some damage over there at Wager Talk. I'm excited about the content I want to be involved in. And like I promised to both Gianni and Rick, this is the best for me as far as been set up to do well, succeed, and devote all my time to this is now. So I'm really excited for what's ahead, and we're going to have a lot of fun. That's for sure. Now, I have, like I said, a lot of good information for you. And all I ask is that you go down and smash that like button, please. Just take a second out of your day. That's all I ask. Go down there and just click the like button so that the algorithm promotes these videos. And so if you really want to help, throw a comment in there, man. Even tell me I suck. I'm getting my ass kicked. Ask a question, whatever it is. I don't get offended. I have very thick skin. Don't let this skinny guy fool you. And finally, if you really want to help me out to grow, share this. Just share this. I'd really, 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 really greatly appreciate it, guys. Again, I'm doing this for one reason only, and that's to help newer sports bettors build a foundation from a winning guy, because so much of the content comes from losing guys. And my ultimate goal is for those that I do inspire and do take this seriously to avoid many of the pitfalls that I did, so that they can become profitable a lot sooner than I did. Because for myself, it took a lot longer than it should have, because the demons that you have to fight, I just wasn't equipped at the time or mature enough to deal with them. And I paid for it. That's all over now. And that's why I can tell you the truth. I'm at a point now, I don't have to sell picks. I do this because I enjoy it. I'm at a point, again, where I come from, having been raised in a row house, only having a high school education, coming to Las Vegas with only $600 and nobody here waiting for me. My prospects were not great. So for where I sit right now, I got fuck you money. Forgive me for saying that. And that's not a brag. That's just being proud of myself for getting to a point where I can't be canceled. I can't be bullied. And I can stand up and tell the truth. I could even be accountable for my past, anything that I'm not proud of or cringe, because if you don't cringe at your old self, you're probably not evolving. But I could also be proud of the man I am today and what I am doing today to earn my living by investing money from the hard work I put in over the last decade, doing this the right way, betting and pick selling and all of that, where now I don't have to push packages or none of that shit. People want to jump on board with me long-term because they know I'm going to win year in and year out. They want to do that. I'm here for them. Anybody else wants to pick spots here or there, jump with other guys, I wish them the best as well too. And I hope they learn as much as possible from these videos so that with that information, they could use it to win. Again, I don't want to take up more time, but I love you guys, and these things are important, more important than any of the picks. Because if you're not managing risk correctly, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1%, 1.25 of bankroll, betting 1x to 5x, then I can't help you learn to be a winning sports bettor. You got to get that part down first, because the picks aren't going to matter if you don't get that part down first. So I keep repeating it by design. Now, with that said, I promised you a lot of gold today. I'm going to deliver a lot of gold today. Let's start off in the WNBA. I don't think we did well there. Let's look for a bounce back. We took the Chicago Sky +7.5 and +7. In fact, I gave them out at +7 yesterday because when we bet them at 7.5, for the group I moved that for on the overnights, it was 7 instantly at 60, 70% of the books. So I try to make sure my subscribers get the best number and theirs reflects mine, even if I get a better number. And this morning, there's a lot of 7.5s out there, even at -115. So I upgraded it with another percent. So we have Chicago +7.5, -115 for 1 more percent. So I got 3% at +7 and 1% at 7.5 -105, -115, excuse me. And with that said, obviously, I didn't bet a whole 4%. I bet 0.25 of that. So I have 1% of bankroll on the Chicago Sky tonight. I think there's a lot of recency bias involved as well. I know Chicago covered against them at home earlier in the season, I think about 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And this line is higher, which usually is a red flag, but there's factors involved that warrant the adjustment. But I think the recency bias of Chicago not looking too great of late, while Connecticut running hot, especially ATS, I think you're being asked to pay a premium there. Now, I have some Major League Baseball that I love as well. Nothing so far that we bet money line full game, run line full game, money line first 5, run line first 5. Now, when those lose, obviously it's going to cost me. And that's what's happened over the last 2 weeks. We've had a lot of those sides and we haven't been running hot. So we end up losing more. It gets compounded. And that's a lot of volume. But if you're betting correctly and you're managing risk correctly, it's not a problem. The problem comes in when you're over betting. Now, all of a sudden, you're losing 4 bets on that one game, 4 big bets, where I'm losing 4 small bets and a fraction of my bankroll that I've already calculated that won't stop me from betting the rest. And I'm going to do that through the end of baseball because doing that last season had me end number 1 in profit when all the dust settled. And I know in baseball, historically, I've done a lot of damage. So I'm not going to change the way I do it just because we've been losing with that approach the last 2 weeks. It's what got us up ahead in baseball, and it's what's going to make me plus when the season comes to a close. Because when they hit a game 4 different ways, and I also agree with that game, I'm betting it 4 different ways. And I will continue doing it because I'm managing risk correctly, and our bankroll could maintain and sustain it. That's what's key. So let's go with 2 totals today that we actually did bet at 2 different numbers. First up, over game 9-11, over Toronto, Milwaukee. First 2 games have gone under that 8.5, but we did go over 8.5 and over 9 as well. And game number 2, an under, game 9-18, Arizona, Baltimore, under 9.5 and under 9. 9's a key number. So if you want to pay some juice for it, you don't want to go under 8.5. The key is getting it at under 9. Just like the over in Toronto, Milwaukee, 9.5, no good. 9.5, no good. Unless you're getting, plus 115, 120, whatever, which isn't going to happen. So we're going over 9, Toronto, Milwaukee, under 9, Arizona, Baltimore. We got a little better number for the groups I moved for, but that's where we're going to grade it on. I believe that I'm not sure where I gave it out to subscribers, if it was early enough to get the better number, but regardless. So we got you WNBA, and I got you baseball. Now here comes something special. 2024 World. Oh, wow. Surprise, surprise. Tennis. Here comes a tennis play that I'm actually going to give to subscribers now. And I'm going to bet it with you here. Live trading, baby. It is 9:44 West Coast time, 12:44 East Coast time. What am I saying? 12:14, and 9:14 West Coast time, WTA. So we're going tennis, WTA, Valencia. It's the Valencia because there's 3 WTA tournaments going on right now. One in Nottingham, one in Hertogena something, and the last one at Valencia. We're betting the tournament at Valencia, and we're taking Sion Mendez. Sion Mendez at plus 150 or better, at plus 150 or better. Boom. Let me get that out to subscribers. So I got to send this out to them right now. This is how we do it. I got to get the group down. Then I send it to subscribers. And then I bet it for myself. Wow, this one's probably going off right now soon. Sorry, guys. It may probably go off by the time you guys get this, because I have a window at Wager Talk that I could release, and that window's closed, so it probably goes off in 10 minutes. Within the 10-minute mark. Forgive me for that. I didn't know when these start, but I got to let the group that I moved it for know that I did get them down. Oh, don't worry. I got some soccer gold for you that's going to make up for it. And cheer me in, because I am going to bet it right now. I have it on my board. Plus 145 now. Wow. I'm still going to bet it. Because I get the percentage with them at where they got me 160 through the accounts that I give them that they put the bot in. Okay. Now, before we get to the questions, I'm going to give you that 2024 World Cup gold. Here we go. Not World Cup, forgive me. Let's do that again. Let's do that the right way. All right. You never know. We may chop this up for a little video. Get that out there on social media. Head on over to Instagram, Greek_gambler. Head on over to TikTok. I'm not going to do any dances. Going to give out some gold at Greek_gambler 77. Because I guess back in the day, I had done.
Today is Gianni's
Thank you,
birthday.
baby. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. So, thank you, baby. I love you. So, today, see, I lost my train of thought. She makes me lose my train of thought. Let's just get to the questions. I gave you, oh no, what am I talking about? I didn't even give you the soccer gold. See how confused I got? So we'll do this again in case we chop this up. All right. 2024 Euro Cup. Little soccer action for you guys. Winner of 2024 Euro Cup, France plus 450. France plus 450. I gave that as a 3% play. That's 0.75 because we only bet 0.25 of the rating. So that's a 3% on France to win 2024. To reach the semifinals, Germany plus 110. Germany plus 110, also 3%. We're willing to take France down to plus 400. So as long as there's a 20% implied win probability or better, we're willing to take the price at plus 400. Then parlay these group winners at plus 170. Another nice 3% play. Germany, England, and Belgium. So Germany to win their group, Belgium to win their group, England to win their group. 3-group parlay at plus 170 for 3 units. Now, here you go, me putting in a parlay after urging bettors never to put them in. Obviously, the group I moved for sees some EV action there, and that was a way for them to get it down. I'm not that sophisticated to see that. So that's why I don't play the game. But I've made enough money with these guys in soccer to know they know the game. So let's keep going. Let me give you team top scorer for Ukraine. Artem Dovbyk, Dovbyk at even money. Artem Dovbyk at even money. And there we're going to go 4%. We're going to go 4% there. 4% on Dovbyk. Another 3% for tournament top scorer. Team top scorer. Matteo Retegui for Italy. Matteo, last name Retegui, plus 750. That one is a 2% play, I believe. 1 or 2% play. 2% play. And then Tournament top scorer. Romelu Lukaku. So Lukaku at 14-1. And let me just confirm that. That's a 1% play. And the Italian one, Matteo Retegui, was a 1% play. Those were the only 1% plays that I'm seeing that I released to subscribers. All right, let me get you the rest. Team performance. Total goals for Euro 2024 for Albania. We're going under 1.5, plus 110, 3%. And then to advance from Group A, Hungary at plus 130 or better. And to advance from Group E, Ukraine at plus 135 or better. You should be able to get better. I sent them out to subscribers at the worst we were betting it at. Let me see what else I got for you on here. Oh, that one more. Another where this one is one of those exotics for each of these guys to score 3 or more goals. It's at plus 210. And Harry Kane, Kane, Kylian Mbappe, Mbappe, and Cristiano Ronaldo. So Kane, Mbappe, and Ronaldo to each score 3 goals or more at plus 210. And that one also a 2% play. So we got a lot of Euro 2024 for you. Real quickly, France to win it all, plus 400, plus 450. Germany to reach semifinals, plus 110. Parlay these group winners, Belgium, England, Germany, all to win their groups. To advance from Group A, Hungary. To advance from Group E, Ukraine. Total goals in Euro 24, Albania, under 1.5. Top scorer for these teams, Ukraine, Artem Dovbyk. And then top scorer for Italy, Matteo Retegui. And what else do I have for you? Oh, the top scorer for the entire tournament. Let's go 14-1. Romelu Lukaku. And finally, these 3 gentlemen to score 3 goals or more, Harry Kane, Kylian Mbappe, and Cristiano Ronaldo at plus 210 or better. There you go, Euro 2024 gold. Because I love you, because you're going to smash that like button, because you're going to comment, you're going to share it with friends. I got your back. Let's get to the questions, baby. You got me hyped today. Ace, you're the man. Quick question. Love you, Moreno. AB Moreno. Can you release some MLS picks on your premium on this show? I don't have any right now, but I hope, being a soccer fan, I quench some of that thirst with the Euro 2024. I promise you, Moreno, I'm just not jotted that down. I'm going to jot that down on a Post-it to keep an eye out for MLS and make sure it's shared on Daily Vid. Keep an eye out. I promise you. When I have gold, it's coming for you, Moreno. Matteo's who we bet in Italy. Okay. Next up, buzzer beater. Is this going to be a regular show? Yes, sir. If you continue to support me, it will. If I see the views continue lower, no. I honestly, it's not worth my time if I'm not seeing the growth. I love that I'm already seeing a lot of guys grasping the concept and repeating even a lot of these things to me, seeing it through DMs, seeing it in comments about the managing risk correctly. But if I'm not seeing that the video is growing, then obviously there's not the hunger that I thought for sharper information and some of the gold that comes from the syndicates that's confirmed. So it all depends on you guys. It depends on you guys. And that's why I ask if you could support me by putting it out there, it'll grow. It'll grow because I do think we share a lot of good concepts, good education, long-term positive EV picks, and we have a good time as well. What kind of spreadsheets do you use? Zero, none. That's the truth. The agents that I work with, who I only work with a handful that I trust, they keep all the paperwork and we confirm, we check a figure and confirm each and every week. So I don't have to do that. Everything else is paperwork. In fact, I found sheets from the Stardust that I keep forgetting to show you guys. Let me put that down on a Post-it. Stardust sheets. You're going to love that. From back when I came and I was moving for these groups as a runner at the Stardust, and I found a folder of the sheets, the adjustments I was making. I'm going to show them to you. It's really cool. But I'm old school like that. It was too late. It's never too late to learn, but it was too late for me to master. That's what I realized. So instead of trying to master technology, I focused all my attention on earning where believe I'm strongest at. And then I figured I could hire those experts that are tech savvy around me, or make them your girlfriend, have them move in and have them do the stuff. But kidding, on a lighter note, I'm able then to hire people to keep stats for me, keep accounts for me, do all that stuff, because I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at that stuff. It's just not my strength. And I've gotten really good at focusing on my strengths and putting all my energy into my strengths, even things I can monetize, just the things I'm best at, and letting other people that are experts in things that I'm not handle that stuff. Next question. I hope they're not pissed about giving out all that soccer. Seriously, I just read out that whole sheet the bot gave me. But, I may get a talking to, but sorry, I don't have a nap down. I mean, it'd be gross, but may get a little talking to, like, hey, slow down, maybe put out 2 or 3 of those, but don't put out our whole card. But, they'll get over it. Just don't put this. All right, next. All right. Thanks for the info, Ace. Thank you, Ryan Walsh, for watching. And that was Neverzik who asked about the spreadsheets, and that's just me being honest. I could act like, yo, I got 4. This is Apple this, and this is another HP, and this is another Apple, and say I got all this stuff running and all these spreadsheets and these algorithms running in the background and 4 bots over here, but I'd be lying. I don't. I have other people that they have those setups and we make money together. But I don't. That's not me. So here's the question from Ryan Walsh. You say you play to win. So if you laid at 4%, 1% of bankroll. Yes, Ryan. Yes. You're grasping it perfectly. Play on a -200 fighter in MMA. Then you're actually putting down 2,000 to win 1,000. Actually 2% of bankroll. So playing to win actually increases your risk of ruin. Yes, absolutely. But there's a flip side to that coin. The upside of the dogs. There's the plus money on the dog side. And because I bet with wise guys, we tend to bet a lot of dogs. So we don't have a proportion where 80% of our bets are on favorites and only 20% are on dogs. So the risk of ruin gets increased so much higher laying it, but not on the take back. So those kind of balance out, and it's always taken into account what we're laying. Like, I know what we're up for the year. I know if someone followed exactly along what we have in the chamber and what we could afford. So we never overbet our bankroll. I'm never going to overbet like where it doesn't equal if we add it all up to 100%, that you now had to come with 130%, 120%. So trust me with that. We went through this before we launched this program. I was not going to do it. Put my reputation on the line. I didn't have to. Like I said, I have good enough long-term record and a big enough name and brand that I could just sell packages and do better than the Bet with Ace program. That much I can promise you. I'd sell more packages pushing 5% plays, 4% games of the month than I would doing what I'm doing. But, fortunately, I'm in a position where I could do it the way I want to do it. And I have a platform in Wager Talk that is 100% behind me and supports me as well. So yes, I do bet to win when I bet the favorite, but I also flat bet the dog to help counteract that. And I'll never overbet what we have as bankroll. But with that said, I can't time when someone jumps in. So if someone just jumped in and they're down 30% of bankroll, but we're only down 5%, like they're going to have to make the adjustment when they reach 50, even if we haven't. Like I can't, it's not on me when someone decides to join me. I'm transparent and go from January 1st to December 31st. That's how we keep score. Even though I bet long term, and the truth is I should be going from when I have documentation 2017 till yesterday. That's really my results. You got to be able to keep score in a business where your results is what you use to market. So the only reason I even chop up year by year is a way for you guys to keep score on how I'm doing. Otherwise, I don't even have to worry about each year. I could just say, this is what I'm up from 2017, and I'll never be down. I'll always have a positive record to market. Like I could make my life so easy. Saying number one in profit since the site launch, this is what I'm up. And I could be losing in 2024. I could have had a losing 2023. But that's not what I'm here to do, baby. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to finagle anybody and bamboozle. We don't need to bamboozle nobody. We're legit. I do this for real. I provide accounts for the sharpest bettors on the fucking planet. The sharpest on the planet. So I see their bets every single day. Time sensitive information. Trust me on that. President, do groups you work with still get inside info? Not like the Donahue days, but for example, Porzingis is questionable tomorrow with an unusual injury. Would groups you work with have access to that information and know if he's going to miss before it goes public? Many times, absolutely. Many times, absolutely. Here's a little trade secret I'm going to give you. You ready for it? I'm going to release this one. Here's a trade secret for you. Many of the line services we use bet. Okay. So many of the free line services, many of the paid line services are an extension of a betting syndicate. They're an LLC. They're a different company. They're not even appear to be the same people, but they are. So when that's the case, how simple is it for me to just hold back the information 1 minute? Meaning, the info comes out, Porzingis is not going to play, okay? Sure, it's going to spread on social media, but not everybody's locked into social media. A lot of these wise guys are locked into their screen. So if it doesn't come across their screen and I get 1 minute to fire before they find out that Porzingis isn't playing, because when the guys on social media find out and they bet their $20, $50, that's not going to do anything to the line. It's the guys with the labeled accounts as wise guys who are going to move the market. So if these guys get that information just 30 seconds late, imagine what me and my bots can do in beating the market to that number. That's just one very simple way. Like that's one anyone can think of. That's not genius level finagling, bamboozling. That's just the lazy boy way, the lazy man's way of getting ahead of the market and getting ahead of information. So yes. And then betting syndicates as well. A lot of contacts. They deal with a lot of bettors. Bettors are everywhere. There's bettors that are janitors. There's bettors that are parking attendants. There's bettors that are bouncers at strip clubs that may have seen a pitcher drunk off his ass a little later than he should be. Yeah, that kind of information gets around, and it gets around, of course, to betting syndicates because they're the ones that people know pay for information. I could tell you some stories about guys out here, dude. Share some information for envelopes. All right, next up. Brian Conley, say you have 10K bankroll, so 1% is 100. If you go on a losing streak and you're down 8K, should you begin betting 80? I'm up. In other words, how often do you reevaluate your bankroll unit size? Love it. I do 50%. I in the beginning, I just did every year. I would have back then just stuck to 80's my new if I'm down 2,000 and I'm at 8,000. Now I don't. Now I don't. Then now I don't no more. I don't have to. I have a backup bankroll, so I'm not worried about replenishing it. But if you're able to replenish your bankroll, meaning you have a full-time job, you have some savings, you're not just living, paycheck to paycheck, or you're definitely not using your sportsbook bankroll, mixing it with anything else, and you're able to replenish, then easily you could go to 50% before you adjust anything. So even if you're down to you lose 2,000 at 8K, still be betting the 1% as 100. You can do that comfortably and not have to adjust till you're down or up 50%. Well, how do I know that? We've gone back and done the math. Let me see if that's something still coming in. Wow. You guys getting another live play? I screwed up in the beginning with that tennis, man. I can only give you what I have. Okay, I'm going to give you guys something. This is really good. This is a guy that does trading. That's another level. He told me start putting cash aside to buy wheat in August. So they're expecting something. They're expecting something after August to where the price of wheat should climb. I know it's down under $6. I remember, I don't know if I shared it here. I know I shared it with Steam Room. It was at $5 when we bought it last time, $5.05, and we sold it at like $6.30, $6.40, I think. So we made good money, like 25%, 30% on our money very quickly with wheat. But that's one of the commodities I got out of. I expected to go down. I had a buy order now at 570. It didn't hit. It almost triggered yesterday. I think I was 8 cents off from it triggering. But I'm going to take that 570 buy order off now, the limit order, and I'm just going to stockpile a little bit of cash and wait for August when he sends me the buy signal or the exact price to start backing up the truck. And I'll share that with you guys for sure. But anyone that wants to do that, start putting a little bit of $10 here, $5 there aside. And together in August, we'll all buy some wheat. All right. All right. How do I love this girl? Leaving messages. Okay, so that's going to do it. I went really long, 37 minutes. Please let me know down there if that was way too long, or what I should shorten. Seriously, if I go off on rants and some of you don't like, let me know. I told you I have thick skin, and this is for you. It's for you. A little bit of time or a lot of time, that's on you. I love you guys. I hope we have a great night tonight. Do some damage. Remember, if you stay the course, if our goals are aligned, I won't disappoint you. I will come through for you, baby. I will come through. Thank you again. God bless. Have a great day.